My friends, today we're just gonna cut right to the chase and examine more world record history in a handful of Mario Party minigames. This time, some games in Mario Party 2 and 3 for Nintendo 64. We have an update to the recent quest to break a multi-tied record in Dizzy Dinghies, a quest to topple scores from 2005 in Driver's Ed, a bounty in Mario Puzzle Party, and is 700 yards in Pump Pump and Away possible? So settle on down, stop rotating your control sticks, and here we go for some Mario Party world record history. And let's start with the new world records in Mario Party 3's Dizzy Dinghies minigame. We left off last time with the world records at a logjam at 17.06 on course 1, with 17.03 being the TAS and believed to be humanly matchable. On course 2 we had a 22.06 with claimed image proof and a 22.13 with video proof, with room to certainly get a new video proven record there. And we had a 27.40 on course 3 with video proof from Dave Minigame FNUF. Well, all that got pretty well shaken up thanks to some intense grinding from two gamers over the winter months. On December 19, 2019, Irie Butler, who had been grinding Dizzy Dinghies hard for several weeks, played course 3 and got this speedrun.
Yes! Oh my god! The 2-frame skip! Holy yes! Holy sh! I fucking clutched it, dude! Oh, I kicked it! I fucking kicked it!
A new record by 2 frames. Very nice. And this would precipitate a truly historic run on course 1 delivered by Irie the very next day.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on!
Irie nailed the 1703, matching the tool-assisted speedrun, getting what's believed to be the max time for this course. A perfect run. Irie's reaction is something else. He acts as if he's been electrified with 9,000 volts of pure energy. I truly thought he might pass away in this reaction. An amazing run by Irie. He would follow this up a couple days later with a 22.10 on course 2, the fastest time with video proof, though still 1 frame short of the claimed record 22.06 by Pap Mario Bruard. All in all, a pretty successful grind of some new scores in Dizzy Dinghies. However, this wouldn't last forever. Along came Toasty, who had world record aspirations in mind. On January 11th, Toasty matched the incredible 1703 on course 1, becoming the second player to replicate TAS perfection on console. A score that really cannot be understated. It'll be interesting to see if others start piling in, joining Irie and Toasty on this confirmed max score on the course. Then Toasty went over to course 2 and bested not only Irie's proven record of 22.10, but also the claimed record of 22.06 with his very own 22.03. This is truly remarkable to finally improve a record that didn't have video proof from back in 2012. Amazing stuff by Toasty. And then to top it all off, on January 31st, Toasty played course 3 and scored a time of 27.30, a frame faster than Irie's newly minted record. It's really amazing to see these records improved since many of them were originally claimed 10 or 15 years ago. Obviously, the more complex the stage, the harder it is to match the tool-assisted speedrun, but as the records improve, there are only so many frames remaining to be cut from the courses. Great work by Irie and Toasty on these amazing Dizzy Dinghies speedruns. So here's an interesting development from a similar game in Mario Party 2, the Driver's Ed minigame. This is one of those games with tricky steering, where turning the control stick changes the direction you're facing, and from there you hold up for full speed in that direction. So for example, with the cart facing down left, instead of pressing down left to go in that direction, you hold forward to do so instead. This makes it a little less intuitive at first, but easy enough to get the gist of with some practice. The world record listed on Cyberscore for Course 1 is 17.56 by legendary early 2000s gamer Pack Attack, with a time of 17.58 listed for second place by Kyle Peach Sinclair. These records are listed as having image proof, which, when set, only required an image to be privately sent to a leaderboard moderator, so we can't see images of these records widely seen or corroborated today. And for what it's worth, the tool-assisted super play of the course is 1750 by Icy Speedruns, and since it's just a matter of control stick movement, the 1750 is probably humanly possible, very similar to the 1703 record in Dizzy Dinghies. And these gentlemen, Pack Attack and Kyle Sinclair, are among the most prolific record scorers in Cyberscore history. So if they had submitted records which weren't humanly possible, surely those would have been sussed out by now. So I do believe their claims. But it is still worth a question. How much do we value these claims of yesterday with no video evidence among the record scores of today? Well, gamer DSJ went out to attempt to take one of these ancient records from Pack Attack, and ended up with a time of 17.61. Not quite enough for first place, but enough to be the video-proven record, and uploaded this score to the newly minted speedrun.com leaderboards for Mario Party 2 minigames. Interestingly, a discussion between DSJ and Icy Speedruns revealed this interesting information about the timer of the game. You see, unlike Dizzy Dinghies, where the game runs in 30 frames per second, and thus the timer is only capable of showing increments of either 0.03 or 0.04, you can get 1703, 1706, 1710, 1713, etc. The driver's Ed game is capable of showing every centisecond decimal on the timer, because it has an element of RNG in the timer. So imagine on Dizzy Dinghies getting the world record frame, that being the 1703, but the game's timer RNG would randomly assign either 0.03, 0.04, or 0.05 to the run. Sounds awful, but that's exactly how the timer behaves in Driver's Ed. Icy's 1750 could have been 0.50, 0.51, or 0.52, and the game decides which of these three frames to give you randomly on the frame you hit start for each race. This means that one frame slower than the TAS could give anywhere from 17.53 to 17.55. The following frame, the claimed world record frame, could give 0.56 to 0.58, and in the case of Adam DSJ, he actually got the most unlucky timer on the next frame, 0.59 to 0.61, or 4 frames off the tool-assisted speedrun. It is a shame, but a lot of useful information revealed. We'll see if over the next little while the fresh speedrun.com leaderboards start filling up with submitted records, and a shift away from Cyberscore begins, or not. Icy TAS'd all 5 courses of this game, showing room for improvement among all records, as the courses go up in complexity. So if you're watching this thinking, hey, I should try to get a world record in a Mario Party minigame, these records are definitely out there for the taking, and this one might just be for you. Alright, so here's an interesting story in the Mario Puzzle Party minigame in Mario Party 3. Well-known speedrunner 360 Chrism was playing and enjoying the minigame with the score to win set to the maximum 1,000 points, which takes a fairly long time to complete for a Mario Party minigame, somewhere in the 5-minute 30-second range, in fact. So Chrism decided he wanted to see a little more action in the game and put up a $250 bounty for the first person to score 1,000 points in under 5 minutes. This is a game where you get points for setting matching colored blocks beside or on top of each other, and if this triggers a chain reaction or a combo, you get bonus points. So you can see the strategy involves trying to make a sort of checkerboard of one specific color, and then triggering the combo and hoping to rack up as many points as possible. The CPU competitors can be pretty bad at the game, and they get eliminated if they brick all the way up to the top, and you need at least one CPU to stay alive long enough for you to rack up 1000 points, which can be a challenge too. Sometimes you'll be on a pace for an amazingly quick 1000, but all the CPUs brick up, ending the game early. When the CPUs hit a combo, they spray these void bricks into all the other players' boxes, which can mess up combos you've set up, just about to set off and score huge. So all in all, it's a pretty tough game where a lot can go wrong. But of course, speedrunners being speedrunners, gamers being gamers, it only took 4 days for the bounty to be claimed by Ilyaya, a gamer you might formerly have known as Oxwas, the same gamer who claimed a bounty at AGDQ 2015 with a record in the track and field 2000 100-meter dash minigame. So yeah, an all-time legendary minigame gamer we're talking about. A beautiful 1000 point score in 4 minutes 58 seconds to cleanly take the bounty and set a great score in the game. Very nice job, Ilyaya. And finally today, here's another challenge for any enterprising gamer out there looking to score a sweet new record. Mario Party 3's Pump Pumpin' Away is a pretty classic rhythm timing game where a team of 2 must press A, then B, then A, then B, and so forth with good timing to pump up their rocket and have it fly as far into the sky as possible. And what if I told you you're probably familiar with the world record holder in this minigame? Yes, indeed, it is Bismuth of the Speedrun Explained series renown, who holds the record at 611 meters. Bismuth is a pretty talented musician, so his skills and practice with keeping a consistent rhythm were surely useful in the pursuit of this strong record. But this is a 2-player game, so how is it only Bismuth who holds the record here? Well, you see, the game only requires you to press A, then B, and so forth, so it's actually quite simple to play this 2-player game by yourself. Set down 2 controllers and just go back and forth pressing A, B on both controllers. Ideally, your pumps are in sync or as close to it as possible, so it may be even easier to play this game by yourself than if you're playing with a partner who has, their own separate brain. Gamers, unfortunately, haven't mastered telepathy yet, though honestly I wouldn't be surprised if that happens within the next few years. Pumpin' Away isn't the most thrilling grind, since you just need to master the pace of the rocket pumps and play over and over until you get the ideal score. But you might be wondering, is 700 meters possible? Well, yes, it is, sort of. Here's the catch. This is the tool-assisted super play, 727 yards by MK Dasher. As MK Dasher describes, if both teams end up with the exact same score, the game will choose one team and give them a bonus 48 meters for the win. This means that, if on Bismuth's run, Team 2 had the exact same 611 score as his team, one team would have gotten the 48-yard bonus for a new record of 659. So you could possibly try to play with all 4 controllers, trying to get the exact same score on both teams. This is pretty awkward though, and hitting the exact same inputs, or at least inputs that would result in the exact same score on all 4 controllers at the same time, is something I expect to be a challenge. But if some epic gamer out there wants to attempt to beat Bismuth's record, perhaps this will be the way to do it. So there are some new updates, stories, and world record history of some Mario Party minigames. There are still a ton of games I haven't covered yet, so hey, if you have a story or record you'd like me to share, feel free to reach out in the comments or another way. In the meantime, I hope you're all doing well, wishing you health and happiness, and many great records ahead. Stay true, and I'll see you in the next stream or video.